Is it too much?
You can never be overdressed or overeducated.
Your bow tie isn't tied?
It's a look.
That gay librarian look?
Now, the process of assembling the team, none of these people were anyone I've ever worked with before. So I think that was the biggest challenge. I don't know, we just got lucky, I guess. I mean, you could have gone horribly wrong, you know, if like one piece of that puzzle is not performing at their top level, right?
This is a really special movie, and I think that everybody really believes. And, you know, there have been a lot of people that have come from all over the country to be here because they love the Smiths.
Crew-wise, here in Troy and Albany, we've been really lucky, you know, having people come from all over New York and a couple from Los Angeles.
I mean, this is obviously a period piece, being that it takes place in 1987, but I didn't want the periodness of it to feel nostalgic. I wanted to encapsulate the era, but make it feel relevant and somewhat even visceral still, without just relying on the tropes of a typical period piece.
My brother is an act up. He's already been arrested 5 times fighting for the cause. Now, that's a real American hero.
Totally. Oliver North can suck it.
And I fell in love with the script. It was so visual, and it was a really wonderful piece depicting that time in a really innocent way.
I want to do something different. I want to be like everyone else.
The minute I read the title, I knew immediately that I wanted it.
It's been a fabulous experience. Number one, because I lived in the 80s. It was so much fun. It was a great era of big hair. And as the lead hair, I had fun with the designs. You know, it was the era of side ponytails, teased everything, huge bangs, crimping, rat tails, mullets. And so that's what originally I envisioned. And then when I got into the Smiths, and especially Morrissey had such a passion for the 50s, for Elvis, for British quiffs, you know, the pompadour.
A lot of the French New Wave stuff really influenced Morrissey. That really clean, almost minimal makeup really defined that style.
I just studied Morrissey. I went deep into Morrissey, what he liked. He liked the Violent Femmes. He liked, you know, the psychedelic furs. He liked, you know, these old movies. He liked Elvis Presley. So, you know, even his writing, you know, he would write like a little child in that scratchy writing. So as a fan, you know, you would just mimic everything and anything he did.
Preparing for a period show is really a challenge. The 80s was an era of do-it-yourself. So the hair things didn't have to be perfect, but they had to be authentic.
So it was very creative in terms of what people were doing. There wasn't any uniformity.
Crazy Cleo and the brother's gay.
Hey, man. Can I borrow some eyeliner? I might need a touch-up.
Give you a touch-up? Dude, these are my sister's friends, man. Just chill out.
What was helpful was that the characters were just so clear and present and just very visual, even just reading the script. And the fact of the time period really helped, because not everybody has a timeless look, or not everybody has a time-specific look. So that actually made it not easier, but it helped enhance the clarity of the characters.
It was a bit challenging on one end because it is one script day, so they have one costume change. So it's so important that everything I pick, I only have one chance to really give them the talisman, their necklace, or anything that really says everything about them.
Preparing for a period show is really a challenge. Scrunchies are my interpretation of the 80s because that's where I was at, but it is not the director's interpretation. As a matter of fact, every time I sent background actors on set with scrunchies, he said, "Get rid of those."
Stephen did a tremendous amount of research. And what I later learned was that he had been sort of nurturing this baby of a project for about 10 years. And when you sit with something that long, you just start amassing more and more visual references, language references.
So basically just created a huge visual library of stuff that everyone from production design, costume, makeup, anybody really could look at and understand the scope of the world.
Steven knows what he wants, so you know that there's going to be a cohesiveness to the film because of his vision for it.
In this case, we have, a filmmaker who wrote the screenplay, who has a lot of experience behind the camera as a documentary filmmaker, and is telling a story that is reflective of people that he knew in his life.
I'm just so excited to be a part of this project. I think it's really special. This is, I'm always proud of every cast that I put together, but this cast particularly, I think is, they're just really special.
It's been a pleasure, I think. This is such a labor of love, and that's why you make independent films. And God bless anybody who makes independent films, because it is tough.
You have dedication, you have passion, and real commitment to the material. And we're all kind of the same age and understand how music worked at our ages then, and how we remember it and respond to it now, and what it's going to take to make a great film.